Yo, what's up? Circuit Score here, and today we're going to be reviewing Nordic Souls 3.0.1. Now, I've already reviewed this mod list before, but it was in a beta state, and now it's come out of beta in a stable release. So I'm pretty excited about this one. This is one of my favorite mod lists that I've reviewed. Even in the beta state, I had a few crashes before, but it was still one of the best mod lists I have tested so far. So here we are on the Nexus mods page. I will link this in the description, but we can go through here. The Nordic Souls, just check out some of these things here. Modernized visuals. I'm curious how much different the visuals are from the beta. I know there are some changes that have been made. Revamped gameplay, new experiences, so different quests and whatnot. And if we go over to the GitHub page, let's just go through some of this here. Got a nice table of contents. You can go through all this information, but I think the biggest thing here is we should probably review the system requirements for this mod list before anything. So for minimum, and I'm assuming this means at 1080p, they're saying an i5 9400 or an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X, an NVIDIA 1060, AMD RX 5080, 16 gigs of RAM DDR4, and a SATA SSD. Now for recommended, and they don't have the resolution here, but I'm assuming it's 1440p, they're recommending an i5 13400 or an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. For the graphics card, a NVIDIA 3060 Ti or an AMD RX 6700. 32 gigs of RAM, DDR4, and an NVMe SSD, which is your faster SSD. And that is one thing I really enjoyed about this mod list in the beta is the performance was really good. So I'm hoping it's similar with this one. So installation, I'm not going to go through a whole lot of this, but you will need the anniversary edition. And it gives you some of the prerequisites here that you need to keep in mind. Tells you how to set your shader cache size, which I've already done this. Steam setup. And then also some tips for installing in Wabbajack. And I'll run through that real quick as well. I've already pre-installed this mod list. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all the installation steps, but there's plenty of documentation to run you through how to get this thing installed. There's also a gameplay guide. So it gives you a little more information on Nordic Souls. It's 1,200 plus mods. It tells you about the core gameplay mods. So it comes with all of these different mods installed. And then some of your traits. And if we scroll down here, it gives you some information on the quests. So these are vanilla quest changes, and then it added some new quests here. So you can kind of go through and look at all this. And then same thing with the followers. Now this is a change log. I'm going to just run through this really quick. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm just going to point out some of the ones that stood out to me. So it's been rebuilt from scratch on the latest version of Skyrim. Completely replaced the graphics, including new complex parallax textures. So again, we'll see how this runs compared to the beta. I'm assuming that that's all been updated. Some additional DLCs, smaller quests, overhauled armor. It looks like a new version of Alternate Start Reborn. Improved controller support. And then they added the new ENB frame generation. For my testing, I'll probably disable that just so I can get the raw performance. But it is nice for systems that have lower specs. And then there is a profile that was added for community shaders, if you'd rather use community shaders over the ENB. And then down here are the things that have been removed and then as well as updated. Now that was a 3.0 version, and there was also a 3.0.1 version, which is what we're going to be checking out. So this is pretty minor changes. It looks like they added, I think this is like community shaders, terrain blending, and then some different trait adjustments, as well as pickup notifications on the True HUD, which now uses some different icons. And then it looks like just some of the mods were updated. Oh yeah, and then right here, that is for community shaders. So they added the terrain blending community shaders. In order to install this, you do have to install Wabbajack. I've got a full guide on how to use and install Wabbajack. It is for the older UI, but it should be pretty well the same. One of these days, I'll probably update that guide so it uses the new Wabbajack UI, which is kind of confusing UI. I don't know why they changed it, but overall, it's pretty much the same to at least search for a mod list here. So if we search for Nordic Souls, it'll come up right here. And prior with the beta, you actually had to do a manual installation. But now, 3.0.1 is hosted on Wabajack, and we can just install it through the Wabajack UI. And I'll add that Wabajack guide to the description of this video. Once installed, you'll have to launch the mod organizer that's located in the installation folder. The portable version of Mod Organizer 2, latest version. And you can see here, you've got your profile. So this is what they're talking about in that changelog. You can go with ENB, or there's now a community shaders profile. I'm going to stick with ENB for now. And then another thing, I'm going to turn off. Okay, and it looks like frame generation is turned off by default. There's also a frame generation that's turned off by default for the community shaders version. So this is your ENB, this is community shaders. All right, and back here in the mod list, you can see how many active mods there are. So this one has, like I said, close to 1,200, as we saw earlier, 1,155 active mods. And you can go through all of these mods and adjust or look at what's installed. Now keep in mind, if you make any changes, don't ask for any support on their Discord, because you're essentially messing with the default files of how it should be played. Oh, and one more thing, to support the developer, please make sure you go ahead and endorse this mod list on Nexus to show some appreciation for all the hard work. So let's go ahead and run it. All right, here we are in the character creation, and I'm just gonna go with a preset. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. We'll stick with Nord. I haven't done a Nord in a while. Done. Accept. All right. Welcome to Nordic Souls. Please wait for the MCMs to finish loading before continuing. All right. So that's up here in the top right. And they are absolutely right. We always want to make sure those complete loading, and I think they just did here. Cool. Oh, whoa. Got some torches. Configuration complete. Approach the statue of Adzara to choose your destiny. You got a chest here with nothing in it. Wow, this feels really nice, actually. Feels very smooth. Okay, so first you have to do this.
Where your new life shall begin.
Oh, and you know what? Looks like there's still some things loading in, so let's give it a second here. I thought it was completed, but it looks like it was still loading in some MCMs. Let's give it one sec. All right. Those are all loaded in, and then you talk to this statue, and it's going to give you some options of where you want to start. This is, I really like this alternate start. It's just like kind of different, you know? You start out in this pretty cool room and everything. And let's see, I was looking for like you are a homeowner, but it looks like that's not an option here. Patron at a local bar, we'll probably just do that. Got caught crossing the border illegally. That's the vanilla start. I thought the vanilla start was you were like a prisoner, or maybe that's what that is. They caught you. They put you in that cart. I want to escape this cell. Whoa, is that like kind of like a Oblivion thing? I'm an outlaw in the wilds, camping in the woods. You know what? Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's do camping in the woods. Just
this time of year.
see where we end up. Okay, so we've activated our statue. Now you just go to this here and activate the circle. And it'll load you into, in our case, we're going to be doing a little camping. Ooh, here we go. Interesting. It told me to investigate Helgen, so that tells me that the vanilla quests are in place. I don't even know where we are, but there's already a dragon. Let's see where we are. Give us a chance to check out the map as well. Okay, so kind of down here. And we are going to be jumping around the map quite a bit, so let's just, for the sake of this video, show all map markers. Okay, so yeah, here's Helgen, and I think it's essentially telling us to go to Helgen to start the first quest. And even though I'm pointed this way, I thought that's the dragon should have been going this way, but... This is actually a pretty solid start, though. Let's just try to make our way to Riverwood. Go through the foresty areas. And let's make sure we start out with some equipment here, because we are in the middle of the wilderness. Oh man, looks like we only got a bow. A few healing potions and a green apple. Yeah, these graphics look awesome. Coming out the trail here. And that is, like I said, one thing I do really admire about this mod list is it runs really nicely. And in fact, let's just do a really quick preview. I'm going to be doing a performance test later in the video, but I just want to do a preview. This is with frame generation turned off, and I run these at 4K resolution. So yeah, this is really good performance, like 72 FPS. And we're just kind of coming up around the corner here. I'll turn off my overlay for now. Like I said, we will go through that later. But yeah, this is just coming around that bend. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with where we are. I thought camping in the woods, I would be way further away than Riverwood. It's funny because if you guys have watched my videos, we always kind of start in Riverwood. And we're kind of already doing that here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Man, this is gonna be a little rough with just a bow. I'm gonna turn my mouse sensitivity. Ooh. Kill cam. Wait, what? What happened? Wait, I'm out of arrows. I have no idea what's going on here. This is not good though, because I can't reload my arrow. Take a little healing, but yeah, I'm kind of confused what's going on here. There we go. Now I can reload my arrow. It looked like I got him too, and then it like kind of glitched out there. Very strange. But yeah, I was clicking on the button and I could not load an arrow. It'd be nice if we started with a dagger. All right, and one thing I need to do real quick is, I feel like I have to do this every single time with Skyrim, you gotta turn up that sensitivity. And actually, while we're in here, let's just make sure survival mode's turned off. Yep, we're good there. All right. This is, as you guys know, Riverwood with a little bit of snow. And actually, man, I'm going to turn that down, that look sensitivity just a little bit here. There we go. That should be, yeah, that should be good. Let's see how fast our wait timer is. I want to see this kind of when it's in the middle of the day. If I can't get it to be sunny out, I'll do a console command real quick and change it. There we go. Very nice. Oops. Trying to just get it to be 12 o'clock, not pull out my bow here. So we can look at some of the visuals. Oh man. I'm sure you guys know I love this pine tree mod. Pretty cool.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was as
Jeez,
big
he's
as a
like, come
mountain
on,
and
Mom.
black as night.
You're going crazy.
It flew right over the barrel.
There's no dragon.
Now, is it? Please. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will...
These roads are very similar to Elder Gleam. And I think I noticed that also in the beta. So this is very similar to what the beta is. And also, I can't remember, I thought that this was one of my favorite water mods. And I think it's actually a different water mod now. Let's go look at it. If I remember right, it was kind of like a green water. Yeah, kind of like a turquoise blue. But man, it looks really good. Yeah, that is pretty solid for a water mod. And this is the other direction. Man, you know what? Let's go try to steal ourselves a dagger because I don't really want to go through all this with just a bow. Very interesting that you only start out with a bow. So, alright. I'm gonna go steal one from Delphine's room. Okay, here we go.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is
for
going bad.
it.
We need to get a new batch. Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
Got it.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after
Press the
all.
wrong button.
Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or take a seat by the
Guess this will give us a chance to check out this interior. I was focusing on stealing that dagger, which I just did. I do like this stone floor. I've seen this before. Looks good. Fires look good.
You are going to brew a new batch of ale, right? Like we talked about? What we have has been sitting in that barrel for over a month.
Good NPCs.
Yep.
And
I like
you'll
that
take care of
kind
it?
of green
Don't I
talk
always?
icon
I
too.
don't
That's a nice
suppose I could
touch.
convince you to take
Like
care
it.
of
Can I
now.
get you something?
Well, there's something to be said for honesty.
Okay.
I suppose.
Similar dialogue options.
Long as you clean up. You know how to use it, right? Mix a couple of ingredients together, see what happens.
Cool. Yeah, and I can already tell this is running absolutely awesome. I do like these buildings too. So let's just do our standard run. We're gonna go into Whiterun here. Go find our wolf friend. Equip our stolen dagger. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, see how it looks first person. Oh, it's not the same animation. It's interesting. Or third person. First person, you're got like the assassin blade thing going on. But then when you go to third person, it's completely different. Where you at? Easy. And that reminds me, let's go look at, see what the difficulty mode is. Adept, okay. That's pretty standard. Sometimes these ship with it on like master, and then things are a little more challenging, like that wolf. But I did notice that was pretty easy. Let's put our weapon away. Actually, where was that wolf at? Oh, it just disappeared? I wanted to see what the blood graphics look like. Alex actually looks pretty good. Sometimes it's almost too oversaturated. I mean, this is kind of pushing that a little bit, but it still looks fairly realistic. I like it. And that was another thing, I didn't mention it in the changelog, but they did add a grass catch, which definitely I'm sure helps with performance when you're going through grassy areas. I actually really like this grass. It looks really cool, and it feels like it's running pretty good. Yeah, it's like got like this awesome wavy effect going on. Super green, super lush. I'm not like a big fan of like when it kind of looks like wheat. Like I like grass to look like it's grass, you know? As stupid as that sounds. Oh, here we go. Giant encounter. Hold on, guys. I got this. Got him. Get out of here before they try to make me join a cult. Oh, wow. I like the shrubbery and everything looks pretty awesome coming through here. That was a nice touch. It's not like overdone. Head into Whiterun. See if there's been a whole lot of changes. A chance to look at this little stream here. That looks pretty solid.
Halt.
Whoa.
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Okay, this is interesting. A lot of times.
For a beating?
Whoa, okay. I guess persuade didn't work. Let's try to intimidate him.
What? You think you can stand against the entire Whiterun city guard? The gate's closed.
Wow. Kind of crazy.
Welcome to Whiterun, friend. Go right on in.
I've never actually had an issue with persuading or intimidating in the very first part of the vanilla game. I actually had to pay them money to get into Whiterun. Luckily, we start out with, what, like 150 septims or something like that? Somewhere in there. Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, a lot of times they delete that quest until you encounter the Helgen encounter. Or not delete it, it just doesn't activate until you go to Helgen. So, interesting, because obviously it did not go to Helgen. I like the stone, this is good. Solid roads.
But we must have more swords for the Imperial
Yeah,
soldiers.
this looks really
I
good.
just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn
Pretty
pride
awesome.
and ask more
And
of it?
let's see. 2:30
I'd sooner
PM?
need a Ulfric Stormcloak. Besides, a Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Actually might turn off those subtitles here. Alright, turn off the dialogue subtitles so we can get a better... I thought I did. Alright, let's try that again. Maybe I just need to turn off all subtitles.
Just because I'm a Greymane doesn't mean I can't earn my own keep. I didn't mean...
There we go. Turn off the subtitles so we can get a better idea and not be distracted by some of the awesome visuals in this mod list. Like, seriously, this looks so good.
No handouts today, Brendan.
Ooh, juicy.
You'll scare off my paying customers.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep this one a little shorter. I'm not gonna be going to like the keep and any of that stuff. Just kind of like the main areas.
It took me weeks to find that news deck.
And then, like I said, we'll do a performance test at the end here.
No, don't do that. No need
I'm just
to do
going to
that.
one
I'm going,
interior
see?
that I really like. This is Arcadia's shop.
Look. Any questions?
All right, this one's pretty generic, but it still looks pretty good all put together. The craziest one, if you guys have seen my videos, was in Nolvis. That was the craziest Arcadias I've ever seen. Everything just looks crisp, like with the read button, with the talk button, is that green, that looks really cool. The blue, when you open and close like a door or activate something. Like, everything's just a really, really nice touch. I really do like what they've done with this mod list, at least so far. All right, so let's go check out, so like I said, some of the main areas. Let's go ahead and go to, mix it up a little bit. We'll go to Solitude first, check out our farm. Check out some of the NPCs in Riverwood. I'm sorry, Riften later.
Staying safe, I hope.
You know it. Yeah, I like this little farm here. Let's go. Let's do a night test. Dang, that's cool. That is a awesome skyscape. Wow. That looks cool. And yeah, the skyscapes always change how dark it is, so luckily we have the fast wait timer, so we can just do this real quick. I absolutely hate mod lists where it's like you have to wait the standard wait time. It's like, come on, guys. Okay, so this is probably about as dark as it's gonna get because it's raining and there's cloud cover. So in terms of doing a night test, it's passed because I can still like walk around and see what I'm doing. And let's do that one more time. I want to see if I can get a different like skyscape. Here we go. Here's another skyscape. That's a cool one. That is really cool. Check that out. Wow. Like, that's a sight right there. All right, cool. Oh, nice. And it kind of makes everything green. Like I said, the skyscape always changes how the night is. This is a really cool green glow too. Like, it's not like overdone. Sometimes like you have like a green nightscape, the whole thing just looks like bright green. But this is like subtle. Looks pretty cool. All right. So let's go ahead and make it daytime, and then we'll go into solitude here. Do like let's see what the morning looks like. All right, so here's kind of clearish skies mid-morning. Actually, let's go check this out real quick. That looks cool. That is really cool looking. I'm honestly a little worried about Elder Scrolls 6 because Skyrim is just one of the coolest worlds in like video games that they've ever made. I mean, let's be honest. But that's a discussion for another day.
Come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika.
Maybe 10 years from now when Elder Scrolls 6 releases. All right. Get serious
I've only
here.
been a part of the Red Waves crew.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions. Sorry, you need to go home.
It's like, get out of
Go
here.
home and stay there.
You can't kill my uncle. He's a traitor.
You betrayed your children. Your uncle is
See?
Storm that betrayed his high king.
Told you guys.
Best she know now, Advar.
They're all hard.
Rogvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city.
This is cool, subtle, different roads than I've seen in, I think, any mod list for Solitude. Normally they all stick with like one road. Kind of funny. This is like a mossy road, which works perfectly for Solitude because there's so much like flowers and shrubbery here. And I know I said I was going to stick with mid-morning, but you know what? Let's actually brighten it up a little bit. I just want to see what this looks like. A little brighter day. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, these roads are cool. I like them. Actually kind of like an overcast day. Alright, and same thing here. Normally I will go into this palace. I think for just the sake of this video, we're just checking out some quick areas. And we're just going to go into Riverwood. This is not a Legacy of the Dragonborn. Typically there would be like a museum here if it was. Alright, so the next location we're going to check out is Riften. Alright, here's Riften. I think it's kind of like a mid-morning. Actually, evening. Okay. So now we're doing Rift In as a mid-morning, and actually, you know what? Keep things consistent. Let's get a little sunlight in here, just so we can get an idea. All right, so here we go. A little different. Like, kind of got a snowfall going on. Middle of the day. Uh-oh.
You and Rift In looking for trouble?
Maul. Bro, what's up with that helmet?
Don't say something you'll regret. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some loudmouth trying to meddle in their affairs.
Blackbriar.
The Blackbriars have Rifted in their pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back. So
like
keep your
Jason
nose out
Bourne?
of their business. Me, I'm Maul.
Operation
I watch the
Blackbriar?
streets for 'em. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy.
What happened to Treadstone?
But it'll cost you.
Okay. Should I try to persuade him?
You're
I don't think this.
stupider than you look. You
No.
better watch your ass around here.
All right, looks like none of the speech things work, which makes sense. I mean, why would the speech work if you haven't had any speech skills yet?
When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time.
There's Sapphire, not my favorite. I think my favorite Sapphire is probably in Mages and Vikings, which also had another update recently. I might check that one out at some point. But yeah, this is a pretty cool Riften. This is the bee in the bar. Didn't see a label for it, but I knew exactly where it was.
Come to the right place. Pull up a seat.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return of the dragons is not mere coincidence. This is one of the signs.
Got an
Signs that
announcement.
Lady Mara is displeased with your
He's like, I may be drunk.
Put down your flagons filled with your vile liquids and embrace the teachings
Vile
of the
liquids?
of kind.
Guy does not belong in a bar. Come
We
on.
talked about this. Talon,
Kirava, certainly we can come to some sort of an understanding. These people must be made
They're like,
aware
you're
of the
drunk.
chaos they
Leave.
sow.
Enough, Maramal. We've all heard of the dragons and their return.
Maribal, you're
Need to use them
drunk.
as an
Get
excuse
out
to
of here.
harass our customers.
Stop talking
Very
about
well,
dragons coming back to life.
Remove myself from this den of iniquity.
We're not kicking you out. Just keep this.
Watch it.
Oh, he is leaving.
Let us all sin in peace.
Get out of here, Marimal.
Blessings of
You're not going to
Mara.
drink with us. Unbelievable, this guy. He always comes in here just spouting nonsense about dragons.
for a place to stay? Show me some coin first. Otherwise, hit the road.
They could buy a beer.
Blackbriar meat for the thirsty, food for the hungry. If only Maven would stop raising the price.
Oh, you have to be part of
Maybe
Blackbriar.
That isn't an option. Maven sees me serve a competitor's brand
She's like,
here,
we,
and
we only
may
serve the
wound in
Thieves
our own
Guild.
graves.
Okay.
Back and see us again.
All right. So anyway, enough messing around. Here's some of your assets. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure they're like 2K resolution. There's Sapphire again. Normally she like tells me off.
What's your problem?
Oh, there we go. Had to get really close. All right, let's stop messing around here and check out another area. And let's mix it up a little bit and check out Dawnstar, a snowy area. All right, so it's evening, sun's about to go down, so that's gonna look pretty cool. So it's not really snowing, but you can kind of get an idea of what one of these areas looks like with a little bit of snow. And then there's your sunset. Pretty cool. And yeah, there's really not much to this town. Just wanted to see what the snow kind of looked like here. You know what? Just for fun, let's go into this mine. Get an idea of like, not really a dungeon, but similar.
Here to dig, that's all.
Here to dig.
Been working in Ironbreaker since I was a boy.
I'm an iron worker. Here to dig. He's like, that's all she says. I'm an iron worker. Ooh, pickaxe. See? You don't even have to pay for a pickaxe. Just showed you guys where to get one. And then you can just mine all the ore you want. See? I'm a natural.
What is that?
What? Hope nobody misses that? I'm over here mining ore. Hope nobody misses that. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, and last but not least, let's go check out Markarth.
This pendant would look lovely on my sister.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I was hoping there'd be a little, like, fire magic. Oh, there we go. Fire magic. Oh, wow. They get him? Kind of hard to see, actually. Like, really dark, actually. Mine. Alright, I'm just gonna sell all this stuff.
We'll handle things. Gods, a woman attacked right.
Wow, it is really dark.
Did you see what
Remember I said I did the night test and it passed? Well, maybe it didn't pass. It is really dark in this area.
I'm so sorry.
A little different dialogue.
Give you more peace. Oh,
Alright, then after I talk to this guy about a note, we will brighten up the day a little bit.
Just getting some fresh air. I know.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I need to stop talking to this guy. Okay, there we go. So... Alright, there we go. A little overcast. Yeah, this is one of my favorite cities. I like the city just because it's so unique, you know? And let's do actually a first person so we get a better idea. Go to the treasury. I haven't been there in a while. See what the treasury NPC looks like. Dang. I don't know about her face, but... What was the one? The best one I think I saw was Lorim. She was a banger. Alright. Let's go keep looking around here. Come up behind this waterfall. Alright, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I really do like this mod list quite a bit. It's like kind of got like a vanilla touch to it, but it still has all these improved graphics and better NPCs and better water. This is one of the best water mods I've seen in a mod list. Like just overall. Alright, so moving on to the performance testing portion of this video. I put my overlay in the top left corner of the screen here. Got a 4080 Super with a 9800 X3D as my CPU, 32 gigs of RAM, and I run these at 4K resolution. And you can see, if you're familiar with the mod lists I've tested in the past, the performance we're getting right now at 4K is very good. Typically, and this is without the ENB frame generation mod, typically I'd see like anywhere from 50 to 60 through here, and we're sitting at 81. Let's just do a quick walk through Riverwood. We'll go this way and then we'll go back the other way, because I know going back in the other direction it can actually go lower. Man, we're even getting like 85, 86 sometimes. Then let's actually go to the edge of the water here and look over both ways. I'd like to do like a little benchmark looking over this bridge towards the city. So, man, 80 FPS. Normally even looking at the city, because there's so much more going on with like the people moving around and the buildings and the windmill. Typically I'd see like even worse performance, but we're like still pretty close to 80, 78, 77, 78. Like, that is one thing I really do admire about this mod list, is they do such a good job at optimizing the performance. And as I expected, higher looking the other direction away from the town, so around like 87, 86, 87. Just honestly absolutely crazy. So if you are running on a lower end system, this is a good mod list to try because of how well they've optimized the performance. And they've also added things like community shaders, which can get you a little more performance, and then also the ENB frame generation. And actually, interestingly enough, I'm not losing that much frame rate. I mean, I might have gone from like 85 to like 80, but I was expecting even lower. Like other mod lists I've tested, when I walk back the other direction in Riverwood, I might go from say 60 to 50. So anyway, go check out someone's house. I don't know if I've been in here before, actually. So this is kind of what I was expecting. I was actually expecting it to be higher, to be honest. I'm getting about 101 FPS, and you know what? Before we do too much here, let's make sure that there's not a frame cap enabled in the ENB settings. So let's see here. Frame limit? No, there's no limiter. FPS counter. Okay. And I got to these settings, by the way, by pressing left shift and right enter. And one more thing. Let's do a real quick test just to make sure we are uncapped. Okay, yeah, we're definitely uncapped because when I look at the sky here, we're getting anywhere from 130 to 145. And let's check out the Riverwood Trader.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures.
Still really good performance. I was actually expecting it to be higher. Like, 'cause typically in these interiors, I can pretty well double my FPS. Looks like we're getting about 100 in here. I mean, still really great at 4K. Obviously, I have a pretty high-end system, but if you're trying to run these at 1080p or 1440p, you should be able to do so with a mid-range system. All right, so now let's just jump over to Whiterun. We'll just fast travel. Won't have to run through there again. However, that grassy area might be a good area to do a quick test. And okay, here we go. We got a little rain. So that'll show us what the performance is like with a little bit of rain here. However, I do like to do a specific benchmark looking at this house here. And let's make sure that we're being consistent and it's a clear day. And just to speed things up, I'm just going to use a console command. Clear up the weather. All right, there we go. And now we can do our benchmark here. So I like to go at the bottom of this building, which is Bree's home, and look at it kind of like this from the base up. And I'm getting about 104 FPS, which is pretty good. However, I do think I was getting higher in the beta, and I have to go review my footage from the last time I tested Nordic Souls. Now let's go look at my other benchmark here. Just stand kind of like this, looking at this guy, looking down kind of like through this area here, and actually that's really good. 90 FPS. This is kind of up there with like an optimized NGVO. I think I was getting about similar performance in NGVO. 90 is really good. And to put it in comparison, I typically see about like maybe 70 looking at this benchmark, maybe less. Depends on the mod list. And let's go ahead and check out one more interior here. Oops. Arcadia's shop.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for.
And I do remember the last time I tested this, I was getting like 140. And we're still getting pretty good performance, but not anything near 140. Still getting about 105 FPS inside an interior. Because I do remember last time I was blown away with how good performance was in that beta. And it's still very good and very optimized. And I'm not seeing any hitches or any stuttering, so that's also a key thing here is, I mean, honestly, we're just trying to get about 60 FPS with these, especially if we're going at like 4K. And interesting, it started raining as I came out. Guess we could clear up the weather again, but real quick, let's just do a test through the fields, clear up the weather. There we go. Messing with the weather mods can kind of make things a little funky. I try not to use those console commands, and I try to just do like a wait timer. But if the wait takes too long, I will use a console command to just clear things up. So anyway, this is going through a grassy area, and man, 70. Well, we were getting about 73. Anywhere from 68 to around like 75 FPS with this kind of grass is absolutely insane. Like, I've seen some mod lists that have very similar grass mods, and you're only getting like maybe 40 through here, at least on my system, which is crazy because, I mean, I have a pretty nice system, and I know I'm running these at 4K, but yeah, I mean, we just hit 80 there. Like, that is crazy. Uh-oh. We're not level. Oh, is that a wolf? I thought it was like one of those cougars. Probably take out the wolf. I thought we weren't leveled for that. Here's your giant camp. 74 FPS. Just staring at me. Stare off. Alright, let's get out of here before they try to attack me. I think that's a wolf. That's a big wolf. Alright, let's try to take it out. Scroll out a little bit. Oh wow, this is a wolf's intense. I mean, I guess we only have a dagger. Seems like a higher level wolf. It does say level 5. Or no. Oh no, those are like the health bar, I think. Level 4, I'm sorry. Got it. And I'm not going to do a full combat review like I normally do, but it's pretty standard vanilla combat, which is why I'm not going to be doing a full combat review. You know, it's just kind of like got your normal attacks and then your standard kill cam, you know, if you can do like the special kill. So yeah, this performance is really good, really solid. So anyway, this is a great mod list if you're looking for something to run on a lower end system. I highly recommend this mod list. And give it a circuit score of 9 out of 10. So anyway, that'll conclude this video. If you guys have any other mod lists you'd like me to review, let me know down below in the comments. Been trying to branch out a little bit, do some more PC performance type testing videos with some of NVIDIA's new graphics settings, stuff like that, different programs like lossless scaling. Probably do a video on Optiscaler one of these days. So if any of that kind of content interests you, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, have a wonderful day.